Well folks, welcome back to the workshop. Today we have a wee quick and easy one for you. A Makita jigsaw and for repair. This will be a handy one for a lot of people because a lot of people have cordless jigsaws now, and this is a fairly common problem with them. So this will be a handy one if you have one of these here to fix it yourself. It's a quick and easy repair. Well, just quick enough and easy enough. A little bit of work to it, but not too much, not too major. And the problem with it, it's not the motor. The motor's working, no problem. She's running, she's just not cutting. Because there's nothing there to cut with. Cordless jigsaws all develop problems with the tool holders. It's only the very basic tool holders that give you the least amount of problems. The one that we bolt in it or something. The quick release ones, because they're more complicated, more mechanisms to it, only takes one component to fail for it to become a problem. But the Makita ones generally aren't too bad to do because you can buy all the components for them. But this one is even easier again because they also give the option of an assembly. So this is going to be how you fix the tool holder on the Makita 18-volt cordless jigsaw, the DJV185. It's not the simplest job in the world, but it's fairly easy. There's just a little bit of stripping down on it. Now these wee cordless jigsaws are actually a decent wee machine, to be honest. Especially for the money. They're very similar to the corded, the small cheap corded one Makita do. I think they do them in the Makita colour and a red version as well. They only cost about €95, those cheap ones. And they're cheap and cheerful, but they do an amazing amount of work. I actually used one myself for years. Cutting rubs out of sheets of ply, marine ply. 8 rubs per sheet. Doing about 5 or 6 sheets at a time. Running for hours. And the thing running no problem, just kept getting hotter and hotter. Worked for years, not a problem, till eventually the gear stripped out of it. And instead of fixing it, we actually just bought a new one instead. But we did have the option of just changing the gear to get it running again, but the rest of it was just totally worn out from the amount of work it did. But amazing wee workhorse it was. We actually replaced it with a bigger version then, which was just a beast of a machine. But these here wee cordless ones are very much similar on the inside to the wee cheap corded ones you get. They're not high power, but they can run for ages. Now on the inside of her, you can see why you see that. Small motor in it, wee tiny motor. You might think that's very small, but basically it's not that much smaller than the actual Milwaukee one, and it's a big machine. This here Makita one's an actual nice wee slim machine. Small motor, but she's just running this here mechanism, so it doesn't need to be massive. But a nice wee setup they are. Switch replaceable, field replaceable. Controller will be one piece. Generally that'll be quite expensive, but things like the speed control, battery retainer, same normal Makita crack, all replaceable. What we need to work on is this here. So if you ever break the tool holder for holding your blade, to change it, you have to go this far at least to actually take the machine apart, take the cover off to access this. That's the complicated bit. This is the easy bit. Pull out your wee leaf spring. Lift this assembly up a little bit. Slide this out. Take that all out. Take note of which way it is. There's a wee steel bush for it to run on. There's also a wee steel bush and a wee seal for it. Some of the more expensive ones again actually don't even have much of a seal. This one does actually have a little one. And plenty of grease inside of it too. This here is made repairable, but it's awkward because of the way it's fitted. It's fitted this way. The parts for the tool holder you can buy separately, like I say, or you can buy it as one complete kit. This one broke off, and he has actually sent in the broken off piece. This here's a whole assembly, but I snapped this bit. You can break this apart. There's a little C-clip down in there. Buy the individual components. You can buy this whole tool holder head with this here part that's broke. There's a little lip here, look. It's just nipped off. Or you can buy this as one complete piece, one assembly. So that's the way we're going to do it today. Now it is good in that they've actually designed this in a way that makes it easier to repair. Having it like this, where you don't have to dismantle the whole thing. If you want, you can just buy the whole head and quickly and easily replace it if you have any trouble. The difficult thing about it is the way they've fitted it. So that there is one piece, and it clamps on to this here bar. Look. So a U-shaped piece of metal with 2 bolts underneath to clamp it down, but it's fitted that way. There's 2 socket heads here and they face in to the body, so you can't actually access these unless you strip it apart and take out this whole lifting rod. That's the only awkward thing about this here. You have to dismantle to change this. It would have been a lot handier if they could have done it that way, but obviously they must have been restricted for space or something like that there. So to do it, you do have to do a little bit of stripping down, but once you get this far, it's extremely easy. And this is what makes it very easy and cheap. So you can just replace this on its own, this whole shaft, and keep all the old parts, but that costs around a tenner on its own. This here broken shaft, whole unit costs 23 plus the VAT. That's the part number there if you ever need one, which you might eventually do if you ever have one of these things, because they do run for a long time. 135941-2. To put it into perspective, the bigger version, corded one, costs about €60 for the whole tool holder assembly. A lot more expensive. This is quite nicely priced. The only thing it broke off is just that little lip. She's just sheared that off. There's not much holding it on. It's actually clamped on as well, you see. But it hooks on here. And that must have cracked off and eventually worked its way out. So all you have to do, take out these 2 socket heads, a little clamp, we band, and a clamp underneath. I don't muddle up which way it goes on. And this piece then is just hooking on and here. So that sits on the flat, and the band goes over the top, and it hooks on to this piece here. It is a little bit fiddly. It'd be easier if it was cleaner, no grease on it. But that's also what makes this very handy, because there's no contamination up inside the gearbox if this here breaks off. You can just open it and replace it and put it straight back together again. You don't have to wash it all out, only for this here. Just make sure these bands are clamped down and in the right position. Make sure this hasn't tweaked off to one side. Tighten them down again. And there is a new tool holder ready to go back in again. Nice, quick and easy repair. Awkward bit is just getting it all back in again. Take that out, lift this up, drop it back into the right position, and then slide this wee bush and oil seal back into place. And that is it. Simple as that. Now, more expensive ones, you will get a complete enclosed gearbox and metal housing. These cheaper ones and cordless ones, generally, no matter what brand, it's normally always just an open gearbox. It's the housing that encloses the grease. A lot of them give you very little grease. This one actually does give you quite a bit. It's decent actual grease is on it. Looks like a molly grease, but I wouldn't go blowing this out to clean it. like this here, because obviously you're going to contaminate that grease. The dust isn't going to do that much bother. It's already done quite a bit of work already. What is she? 2022. There's next to no dust inside of it. It also doesn't have a problem with grease getting into the gearbox because of this here seal, which can happen on other models and other brands, DeWalt especially. The only other thing you need to put on or put back is this little leaf spring. Make sure that's just pressed in down there. It's only just pushing the blade holder back here to keep it engaged in this roller. And a wee guard here. There's 3 wee holes down the very bottom, goes into the third one. It's sitting up tight against the body. The other side just goes down here. Just make sure it's gone into the location as you're putting the cover on. It slides together nice and easily. That should be it. One Makita jigsaw DJV185 with a new blade holder, and as well one complete unit. That's actually a quick release one as well. Maybe you shove the blade in, it automatically locks on. Nice one. And this should also have the option of turning off the soft start. Yeah, just like the other model. If you don't like the soft start, turn it off, turn it on again. Turn the speed all the way down and then all the way back up. There's the soft start. She only runs half speed whenever you switch her on. If she's under no load, it runs nice and slow. But as soon as you actually start cutting then, it'll ramp up the speed. It's the soft start feature. It's nice for getting started. Nice gentle cuts so it's not jumping around the place. But can be very annoying. Can't say I like that feature myself. Handy to have, but the problem is a lot of people don't realise you can just switch it off. They don't like the jigsaw because of that. To turn it off, just literally turn up and down the speed. Well, switch it off and switch it on first, and turn the speed down, turn it up again, and that's it off. It'll just run full speed or whatever speed you put it to as soon as you pull the trigger. A lot handier. I'll just leave it like that because that's how most people do want it. But that's her. As you change your blade holder on a Makita jigsaw, if you ever have a cordless jigsaw or any jigsaw, if you have a problem with the blade holders, never dump it and buy a new one. You can always fix them up, especially the Makitas. 2 options: buy the pieces you need for a nice cheap repair, or just buy the whole tool holder assembly and drop it on in one piece. For this particular one, I would recommend just putting on the whole lot because it's nice and cheap and easy to do. It's a lot more complicated when you get into the middle of this here and take all these little pieces out because there's springs and pins and all inside. That can be a bit harder to do. But for €23 plus the VAT, well worth just replacing the whole thing. But anyway folks, that's it. If you have one of these Makita jigsaws, that's how you fix it and change the tool holder. Nice, quick and easy job. Anyway folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this quick wee repair video. If you're liking the videos, make sure to give us a wee like and a follow down below. Anyway folks, till next time, chat to you later.